Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Talk So Real with Matt Sonzala. I am Matt Sonzala, and this is the podcast series where we're going to talk to various people from the Austin hip-hop community and talk about their hip-hop journey through the culture within here in Austin, Texas. I want to thank the city of Austin for their assistance in making this happen and all the good folks at KAZI FM for the studio. And my first guest today, Ben Buck.
What's good? Thanks for having me on, man.
Man, thank you so much for coming down, man. You, I talked to Durong yesterday, and I said he's kind of hip hop royalty with his mother being in the Coolie Girls, his uncle being SB.
You know,
The
I
Sixth
didn't know
Street
about the
Bully.
Coolie Girls.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know.
Your folks did, man. Back in the day, they were everywhere in Austin. They were like in the 80s.
Well, I didn't know Lil Bully was
Yeah,
related. That's crazy.
yeah. It's Wanda's son.
What?
Yeah, and she came in and did one too. So you're gonna get the whole story.
Good deal.
Go back to watch. But you are also like your lineage in Austin music is crazy. The Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
You-
Buck Dynasty.
Your whole family, man, is involved in the music community here forever, and you were basically born into it. And I think you were 15 when I met you.
Yeah. Got to be 15, 16 at least.
Yeah, I think it was 2015, so 10
Yeah.
years ago.
For sure.
Yeah, and
I think I was a junior in high school, that
Man.
first residency y'all did.
well, the first, that was with Felicia Cruz and Adrian McDavis at the Spider House at the time. They were doing a weekly residency that you became a part of, and that was definitely 2015.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Jackie Benson was on there 10 years
Heck
ago.
yeah.
Like Jane Claire, the Future Front, you guys. I mean, it was crazy. But I knew you at first as this little kid coming out beatboxing
Yeah.
before I knew about production or rapping or all the other cool things you do. Is that what you started with?
Yeah.
Beatboxing?
I started with beatboxing, when I was about 15 or 16 coming out on the scene. And I really didn't start rapping till I was 18.
Okay.
Of course I'd like freestyle, but I didn't have any songs or anything to perform besides beatboxing until, around that time.
What got you into beatboxing? Because it was kind of a special thing to see you at those shows, I felt. Like, where did that come from?
For sure. I've always been a spastic kid. So my dad's a drummer and, I wasn't very hand-eye coordinated, but, I had rhythm in the family. I think I just picked it up and rolled with it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about being young in Austin, and you come, like I said, you come from a musical family, very embedded in the blues and the rock and the Austin music scene, but you came into hip hop. Like, where was your first discoveries of like hip hop as a youth growing up in Austin? You're born and raised.
Yeah, born
Yeah.
and raised.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was in 6th or 7th grade, and we had a shop teacher at our middle school, and he was just a really hip guy. He would show us like Rage Against the Machine, Daft Punk, but then also groups like Wu-Tang Clan and Public Enemy. And yeah, he would say like, fuck in class. He's like, "Oh, Mr. D, this is a cool teacher."
Wow. What school was that?
Hill Country Middle School.
Okay.
Yeah. I also had a stepsister, Stella. She was really into, hip hop music, just really hip stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And also my stepdad too. He was a hip hop head, like metal, weird music.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first introduction. But, as I started getting more into it, I'd play stuff for like my mom or my dad. Then my dad would be like, "Oh, that song, that sample's Howling for Judy, 1973. The Beastie Boys sampled this," and just go on this deep rabbit hole. Anytime I showed him something, he could come back with the sample.
Wow.
And that really, because I grew up on the music that was the sample source, like, weird stuff my dad was showing me, but seeing the way it was intertwined and continued to build upon itself with every genre from, jazz to blues, R&B, and just the way it's all from the same vein but grows continuously.
Well, you were already performing at age 15. Like, do you remember what the first like hip hop show was that you saw, like live show?
Oh, for sure. I remember I got my mom to drop me off at Wu-Tang Clan in 2010, and
Where was that?
Emos
Wow.
on Red River too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking back at the flyer, Subculture Patriots
Yep.
open, Riders Against the Storm open, and it might have been League on the bill, but definitely they're in the building. But just the who's who
Yeah.
of hip hop at that time.
2010 was the beginning of a really crazy era in Austin hip hop for sure, man. Like with the league and with when they all started coming together. And
Franchise was on the bill too.
Franchise
I still have the shirt. He was throwing shirts into the crowd, and I remember catching a double XL, and now I fit into the shirt.
Ah,
Before
man.
I was just swimming in it.
They had as many opening acts as Wu-Tang members.
Exactly.
That's a hip hop show right there.
For sure.
Man, so that was your first one. So your first show, not only did you see the Wu-Tang Clan, but you got to see some of the premier local artists.
Yeah.
Did you know who they were before that?
Nope.
No, wow.
Yeah, just set the bar super high.
Yeah.
I
mean, were you aware of like a local hip hop scene before?
I was 13.
13, yeah.
I didn't know what 6th Street really was like.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Yeah. That's a heavy first show.
Yeah.
That's big. Like, that's brave of your mother.
Sure.
Drop you off.
It was here that show or the next time I saw Wu-Tang Clan. I think she dropped my sister off to chaperone me or something like that. She was 17 or 18, but we're still smoking weed, chilling. And yeah.
That would make sense. So emos is a little grimier back then, man. It was not in a bad way, but I love that place, like the original.
For sure.
Especially before that time period, whatever, but like the early days of it. But man, so from there, when you left that show, did you have like a realization of like, these are Austin guys, they can do this?
Yeah.
Like you knew that they were all from here, or once you saw them? Or?
I guess it didn't entirely click, but being 13 when I first started going to the scene at 15, I kept seeing these names pop up. I'm like, oh, I have a Subculture Patriots CD, and on the back of it has a Ruler Y logo on it, and that's the first studio I started recording. It's like, oh, you're friends with SKP? It's like, yeah, we produced their last 2 projects.
Wow.
And my my stepmom went to high school with Franchise and Zeely too.
Wow.
At least Franchise, yeah.
That's crazy, man. I think about as someone like who's kind of obsessed with music and the scenes and the culture, and I've always been like, I'm from a way smaller place than Austin even originally, and like I always kind of wonder the people on the outside looking in if they even realize, like, because like the Austin hip hop scene is pretty dynamic, and it's been for a long time. But I wonder, do the regular folks, the average Joe, sometimes, especially in that era before the internet and before there was internet, but there wasn't all the social stuff. It wasn't on this level or whatever back then.
I probably still had a flip phone.
Yeah, exactly. Like I sometimes wonder that when you walk in for the first time and you get wowed by someone you never heard of.
Yeah.
And you find out they could be your neighbor.
I think I just assumed that they were traveling with Wu-Tang Clan because the caliber of talent was just great,
That's what I've talked about a lot on here, and I've talked about it over the years, is the live music venue culture of Austin fostered like phenomenal performers. Rap music is not always the best live.
For sure.
Back in the day, it was great.
I seen it.
But then it became, a lot of the stuff became so, rapping over your vocals, rapping over this. But here in Austin, there's choreographed performances. I mean, the first time I saw Riders Against the Storm, a woman who's kind of a hippie woman said to me, "You're going to love them. They're a husband and wife rap group. They're so positive.
And they love each other."
And I was like, okay, that sounds good. And I went into, and she's like, "They're hip hop healers." And I was like, okay, I'm going to go see them. And I went and I was like, these people are hip hop healers.
I'm like, y'all
this is dope.
This. Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy, man. Yeah. So that's part of what I want to do, this kind of series, and talk to a diverse group of people who came up in different ways and different places. And, I'd say you're probably the youngest that I'm talking to here. You know what I mean? And I wonder about those first days, like in 2015, you were still in high school, but I feel like you were performing every week.
Yeah.
Like not just in a residency, you were there.
No, for sure. If I wasn't performing, I was going to check out new stuff, different open mics popping up all around town. Of course, Austin Mic Exchange.
Yep. That was crazy back then.
Yeah, for sure. I think I had my learner's permit when it first started, but, also my mom was dropping me off when like 15. It's like, all right, how many of your shithead friends want to ride with us?
Oh man,
You know,
that's crazy.
like, yeah, for sure.
It's
I
cool.
was out all the time, just really tired the next day at school.
I bet, man. I know that feeling for sure. Now we're just tired in general. If I go out for
For sure.
one act, I'm like, all right, I gotta get back.
It's 9 p.m. Oh my gosh.
I'm double your age, boy, just so you know. All right.
Listen.
But man, what was your first project? When did you first start releasing music? And did you I know you've always done like physical projects too, not just streaming. But when was the first time you started putting out music yourself?
For sure. I want to say my first release was physical only, maybe SoundCloud too.
Mm-hmm.
I was just making beat tapes, like actual cassette tapes and
Yep.
CDs. I'd call them McNasty beat tapes.
That's
and
right.
I'd just like draw all over them with Sharpies and do like custom labels. But that was around 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Then in high school we also had a group as well, and we had CDs and stuff. But I was just featured on 2 songs. I wasn't really rapping at the time.
Right. You just reminded me, and I'm not taking any credit or anything by any means, but I remember saying to you, like, your real name's dope, dude.
Heck yeah.
Ben Buck is a dope name.
You're
man.
like, why are you going by Filthy McNasty, man? That's Jesus. I'm not counting those syllables.
No, it's cool, but I was like, no, Ben Buck, that's a dope name, man. That's your name.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely served you.
I'm glad enough people told me to
Good.
do that instead.
I swear though, man, I swear there was a Filthy McNasty punk band at some point.
Oh, I'm sure there's
feel like
there's
I
a
knew
bar in Fort Worth, Filthy McNasty's. Like,
I didn't know
yeah,
that. Man.
SEO is garbage on that.
Oof, yeah, that's rough, man. I'm learning more about SEOs and algorithms these days, and as we put these things out, it's like, I like tapes, and you make tapes.
Heck yeah,
that's part of your business, man. Like, I think it's amazing that like half if not more than half of the local release tapes are coming through you.
For sure. Even outside of hip hop too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really thankful to be in a position to help people get physical media.
Yeah.
In the age of streaming, like, I don't know, it's important to own something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
where did you get that mentality as a young person who came up literally as streaming was exploding?
Yeah. Growing up in a record shop,
right.
Physical media was everywhere.
Antone's.
Yep. Yeah, Antone's record shop. And my dad was also a radio host, for years and years. And he'd have all of his on cassette tapes. It'd be like Mike Buck live on air, or he'd record different albums or have friends' albums. So
what station?
He was on Co-op in the 90s. He's currently on Sun Radio.
Okay.
I think he was doing maybe KUT, but he was all over.
Yeah.
His first show, I actually found out about mood music for malcontents. And I was on Internet Archive and found all of his old radio shows,
wow.
which is really special to me too.
They're on the Internet Archive?
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope.
For sure. I mean, they're like 192 kilobit MP3s, but they exist. And that's so
dope.
Cool.
That name sounds like a real co-op show name too.
Oh, for sure. Real beatnik shit.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, just mixtape culture, and of course, DJ Screw.
Mm-hmm.
There's a picture of him sitting at a desk with about like 40 tape decks behind him. Yep. And then I thought that was the coolest shit.
Man, growing up in the age you grew up in, I don't want to say like a divide, but I'm going to assume in your school there was like, or in just your youth, there was the screw heads and the hip hop heads. Like, because Austin had way more of a wide open hip hop community and scene than a lot of the South, and Screw took over so much of that. Did you see it like that sort of thing? Like over here was Screw and over here was Flamingo Cantina or whatever?
I mean, honestly, no. I mean, it's definitely interesting that, I am smack dab in the streaming era. So music being a lot more accessible outside of physical releases. It's a double-edged sword. I love that I'm able to find anything I want, explore a lot deeper. But yeah, I really feel like it's a lot easier for people to discover. So, DJ Screw is the shit.
Yep.
All the punks love Bushwick Bill. Like,
find
a punk rocker that doesn't like Ghetto Boys in Texas.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But
He
you
might
know,
have slept on their couch.
I
Bushwick
bet.
Bill.
I swear.
More than likely, they knew him very well.
Yeah, but it was really, Wu-Tang and DJ Screw were, in my circle of friends, that was the peak. Like, oh man, this is the coolest shit ever.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. And that's what I liked about Austin was it wasn't one dimensional. Even coming from Houston, which is a totally dynamic scene that I love, and I love the Houston sound. I love DJ Screw and the community and of that there. I said it to another person yesterday. I said, sometimes we would go to a show in Houston and it would be at like a nightclub with bad sound and like super late, and we'd get a super short performance.
Yeah.
And we'd take off the next day. It's like, oh, they're going to be in Austin tomorrow. Let's go see the show in Austin at like even at Flamingo Cantina or wherever.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like a real show with performance. The performance was the center of the night, not the selling drinks to the club.
For sure.
So it was a lot different. And it was always like, it opened my eyes up so much to come to Austin and see even like a Ross Hogg or Sockeye or just mixed groups of people.
Yeah.
Who weren't just like one sort of like hard edged.
Homogenous,
Yeah, like, it was really an eye opening experience. This is the early 90s too.
For sure.
And like what you said about streaming, I agree because it is easier and it gives people a lot more access. But I will say two things. Like, I don't know as much about music anymore when I listen to like something on a stream. Like when I
There's
have
no
the tape,
context to
when I have
it.
the record or have the booklet or something, I'm gonna read every word. I'm gonna find out who did this, who did, you know what I mean?
Or,
like
who produced it, where it's from, what year it came out.
Yeah.
On Spotify Shuffle, it's just, I get to see the album cover. Maybe their name's on it.
Spotify doesn't even always list all the features. Like it might have random more MCs on the song, or you don't know who the producer is. You don't know on most of these things. So I don't know. I really love seeing record stores come back.
Exactly.
I mean, Antone's held through, but if you were there, you know that there was a rough period, a long rough period, and all of a sudden people are buying records again.
Yep.
And it's dope.
And it came back full force. 2020, just the hugest boom in vinyl, period.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I will admit that I liked records better when they were $7.99.
Oh, heck yeah.
Now they're $35.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a little rough, but it's
$20 cassette tapes can have a hard sell too.
$15 $45s and
impossible.
I'm old, man. I can't do all that. I'm thinking about them 80s prices.
Heck yeah, I'm a bootleg it.
I love that you're keeping that alive, man. I mean, I got to come over to your studio and kind of see what you have set up there for your dubbing and all the tapes you've put out. It's like nobody can take that away from you, man. You put in the work musically and keeping the scene going.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to bring back Radio Shack in my house.
Man, no, it's crazy. I live in a neighborhood that has a little shopping center and my guy was like, this used to be a Radio Shack. I was like, man, if I could still have a Radio Shack, just go buy me some batteries and the cassette tapes.
Man.
And every time you can't find your aux cable or whatever you need,
right? Get the cassette to 1/8" cable.
Yeah,
and
just go run in and out. But it was also just dope to go to and see. And I know because I've been in your house and you got every damn video cassette recorder, video. You even bought
one of every format, man.
Man. Well, before we end this, I definitely want to know about your trip to France. You went to Angers, France with Minds of a Different Kind. They've been going there for some time now, every year representing the city of Austin. And this was your first trip overseas, right?
Yeah, first trip abroad.
How was that?
Amazing. Just great tour group, and I really looked up to Minds of a Different Kind since I was about 16, 17.
Yeah.
Being the first groups I'm seeing in town. Like, of course, Minds of a Different Kind, Subculture Patriots, The League. But, it's cool to have grown with them and to be able to be included on this journey. And, it's just an honor. They've really cultivated something great for them. And it's almost been a decade of them going overseas and cultivating this relationship. So to be included in that fold, it's just
that's
an honor.
dope. And they're top MCs too, and producers.
Sure.
They're fantastic. And
I hadn't seen them perform all together in years and years, but then to see them come together all with new songs, new material, live drummer, French people, it was crazy.
I met them around like when they were 15, 16 in the Cypher.
Yep.
On the east side.
Before my time, I wish I, was able to check it out.
For sure, man. What's next for you? What have you got going on right now?
I've just been producing a lot of beats, learning video editing, getting into bootlegging, doing
Look,
VHS
I saw
tapes.
you bought a European format VHS.
Yeah. You know, see,
What do
there's
they say?
PAL, there's CCAM, and NTSC. So if you get your region lock DVDs, your region lock VHS tapes, you can't play it. So you got to bring a player back.
Yeah.
TSA is going to look at you crazy. But
I
it's
was
worth
about to
it.
say, what happened, man? Where they're like, what is this? How do you plug this in America?
So what
You
you
have
gotta do
adapters.
is get a power regulator
Yeah.
adapter to get from 120 watts to 240.
That's true.
No.
Yeah. No, it used to make me crazy, especially in the grime era.
Yeah.
The London guys would put out these DVDs, and I'd go over and not thinking about it, buy some, or people would come here, and I'd say, "Man, bring me whatever's going on right now. Bring me some DVDs or CDs or whatever." And they bring the DVDs.
School.
And I was like, I can't even play that. But then later on, you could play them on your laptop.
Yes.
But on just the American DVD players, I'd be so pissed. Like, how can I not watch this? And I've got them still sitting in my closet.
Bring them over,
I
man.
might have to bring them over. Get them.
I'll do some dubs.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Well, man, I appreciate you coming down for real. I appreciate your time and your story, and I wish you many more years to come on this, man, because you're definitely one of the young forerunners of this scene, man. And I appreciate you, definitely.
Thank you so much, man.
And man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Talk So Real with Matt Sonzala. Special guest today, Ben Buck, y'all. Thank you once again to the City of Austin, KAZI IFM, for making this all come together. And stay tuned. We've got way more coming. Thank you.
Peace.